A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to Performance Optimization Q&A session. Myself, Surjit Kakkar, and today is Thursday, 3rd of May, 2018. So how to approach MCX alerts? Should we match it with the international first, or should we directly trade it? Can you plan any MCX alert trade showing? So what I'll say is, what you can do is, if you get your alert on MCX, so let's take as an example, right? So why not? Let's take it as an example. What I'll do is I'll go to in.investing, right? So that is where we'll be having the charts for MCX. And let me also get my alerts, which we had for MCX today. Right, so we can take one example. So let me show you as an example. So let's go back to share screen. So you can see the last alert which we had on MCX was at 635, which is a supply zone on copper, drop-based drop. So let's bring up copper, drop-based drop. So what I'll do is I'll look at the 5 minutes chart, and it was a drop-based drop, right? So seems like it has already played out. So this is where we have that zone, a drop-based drop, and that is where the prices are as of now. So let's bring that up. Price range, right? So this was the zone for which we got the alert at around extend, right? Okay, so we got the alert at around 6. So the first thing is, I would have marked this zone that this is my, in fact, this is not a drop based drop. This would be a rally based drop. First thing I know is I'm at a very good location to take a short trade. Let me also see on the hourly. Fine, not a problem. So now I know that since overall scenario is good and I can plan this trade because it is in sync, would have been a really nice shorting opportunity. By now, probably you would be at a break-even level, right? Seems like almost 1:1. And now if it continues, you're also at a very good location, which is where maybe you can even use your 15 minutes chart for your target. And you can see we have nothing unless and until prices to come to 455. So approximately a 3 rupee move. So good enough, a 3 rupee move with a stop loss of just 40 paise, right? So almost 6:1 kind of a trade setup, right? So good enough trade setup, right? So seems like by now probably you would have also got your 2:1 on this. Seems like, let's see, we can use the short position tool and we'll get to know where the 1:1 and 2:1 probably would have been. So if that's your entry and that's your, let's say your stop loss would be a little bit above and your entry would be a little bit below, right? So if your entry was a little below and if your stop loss was a little above, by now you are at here, which is how much RR? Let's check. 1:1 seems like. Right, so as of now you would be at 1:1. You would have got your opportunity to make it as a break-even trade, and your 2:1 would be right here. So even if you see this lower time frame, the lower time frame also is showing you 2.17. So you have a good RR on this one. And if you were checking with that 15 minutes chart, which I was telling you, which would be somewhere around here, we have an RR, which is approximately 7:1, right? So that is what I was discussing, definitely showing close to 6:1 or 7:1. But yes, by now would have been a free trade. If it continues, can easily hit your 2:1. So that's the beauty of these alerts. Can you see, you immediately get to know where the zones are forming and you can immediately plan your trades. So that's the beauty of it.